A splendid Friday afternoon to you, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. This weather video driven by 802cars.com. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin Cities, Subaru, 802 Honda, and they're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at the GOES 16 satellite picture, this is the new GOES product, not yet completely calibrated and technically not available to everyone. But you can see some of the finer details here. For example, some cumulus clouds forming and dissipating out a little bit and then reforming. And the flows of this particular storm with a group of thunderstorms tracking across the New York City area and eventually across southern New England. That's going to be out of our hair, not a worry. We're watching instead thunderstorm activity that'll be moving in from Ontario, Quebec, and then line up across northwestern Vermont later on this afternoon. Two particular moisture fields here. Well, first of all, we're looking at dew point temperatures overlaid across the visual satellite picture. We have this storm system with radar showing where the precipitation is. And this is a weak area of low pressure that's going to take a track and take it out to sea. Meanwhile, the real concerns here are associated with a frontal system, and then upstream, a little bit to our west, getting into some severe weather here. And this is part and parcel of this trough of lower pressure, and it'll be moving through with a pretty good vorticity maximum and some higher wind fields aloft that'll be zipping along the front, and that'll affect us on Saturday with what looks like potentially a more important severe weather day compared to what we're going to see here in the northwest corner of Vermont on this Friday afternoon, early evening. This is the 6-hour panels of the European model, and you can see precipitation, some pressure fields, some thickness fields, and this is some pretty heavy rain. It's eastern into Long Island, exiting Block Island, and continuing out over Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, and the Cape. Six-hour panel moves in those showers and thunderstorms. This is valid 8 o'clock this evening. And you can see that it's moved over the northwestern half. A lot of the more concentrated, isolated, stronger cells will become weaker at this point in time, but again, this will overspread a little bit more of Vermont. So that's the 24-hour projection. This is valid at 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Things wind down quickly and then move in the morning hours. And you can see more widespread action again on Saturday with that stronger wind field aloft, making things a little bit more severe. Then that kind of winds on down. This is valid 8 o'clock, so that's the 6-hour period up through 8 o'clock. And then beyond that, things are pretty much, we're free and good here before the next weather system begins to work in toward Vermont. Not counting on this precipitation field, however, north of the St. Lawrence River Valley. Let's take a look at that again here as it moves on in. Here we go. This is Sunday, 8 o'clock in the evening. So it's this particular area here we're in question, potentially, which could ruin an otherwise normally pretty decent day on Monday. Looking at that one more time. This is now Monday and into Monday evening. Some isolated or widely scattered shower and thunderstorm activity. It looks like they'll be benign. And then on Tuesday, we have higher moisture values, but scattered showers and thunderstorms. That's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's the precipitation accumulated up through 8 o'clock in the evening. A little healthier shot here in some locations. So higher precipitable waters move in for Tuesday into Tuesday night. High pressure then builds in for Wednesday, which should be a fantastic day. And this is 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. Now this next weather system is looking a little doubtful in terms of the deterministic model here of the European. So this is the reason I counter the deterministic model versus the ensemble, 51 members. And it's this area of higher pressure here that's going to be coming out of Canada. It's going to bring a much lower dew point temperatures and more than likely is going to give us a pretty decent Thursday, as it just about centers right overhead, even strengthens a little bit. So I'm counting on 2 decent project weather days, Wednesday and Thursday, even though they're lowered confidence going out this far, but you can see for yourself. The ensembles are about the closest thing to accuracy that we have. GFS ensemble centered on Burlington. You can see later today's precip here, no great shakes. And that is in the Champlain Valley, and that's where most of the action is going to be. And then it looks like tomorrow afternoon, same kind of thing. We're talking probably under 0.2 of an inch. A little bit of a break in the action on Sunday. I would ignore this kind of gibberish here. And then we get into basically Monday and Tuesday. And then beyond that, a better period, but that's based on the European ensemble. Weather Prediction Center. This is total accumulated precipitation through Friday. And so this is the whole period. And they give us about 2.5 inches right near the border area, about a 2-inch line drawn through central Vermont. 1.5 inches the rest of the state, and this is the blue line here for 1 inch. So they're kind of indicating that we're going to be under the gun here for heavier precip. European ensemble is backed off a little bit on this idea here, somewhere between 1 and 2 inches. Temperatures, heat wave continues out west for the most part, cooling off a little bit in the southwest deserts, a little bit of a monsoon push. And then we have also the trough of lower pressure bringing slightly cooler air in near normal values to central and southern New England, a little cool to the north. 3 days later, very similar. Not a lot of change. Some of that heat is worked in across the central middle Atlantic, and looks like almost coast-to-coast warmth there with the northeast corner of the states, southeast or adjacent Canada, of course a little cooler than normal. Looking at soil moisture measured in millimeters, this is daily, and what I want to show you here is the anomaly. This is our monthly anomaly. You can see that northern Vermont is under the gun here. And in terms of percentiles, the whole state is above normal. Monthly, last day of the month, June 30th. And then the change on a monthly scale is a little wetter. And then, of course, on a seasonal scale, a little more centered on western Vermont, a little more centered on northern Vermont. We have tropical depression number 4, and just a depression staying below tropical cyclone status or tropical storm status. And it's continuing on a track that'll take it a little bit closer to some of the Leeward Islands. 8 o'clock this morning showed a fairly tight group here tracking west-northwestward. And this is what some of the models are thinking. Most of them continuant below tropical storm status, and hence that's why the National Hurricane Center is also in this, with the official forecast, one of the more lowest. However, still have to keep a close eye on it. Some of the models want to spin it up, and a few days down the road want to bring it up almost to Category 1 strength. Doubtful. I think it's going to stay somewhere along these lines here. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.